Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play SaGa 2 Goddess of Destiny. I took a few steps away from the temple there to fight a random battle to get warmed up here. Let's fight this daddy longlegs. You may have noticed that since Virtue got these other weapons, I've been shying away from using the Derringer here. The reason for that is that I believe the Derringer's accuracy is based on the agility of the wielder, which is why he was missing so often with that. So we're going to stick to strength-based weapons with this guy for now. I think long-term we're going to be giving guns to Natsmer. I think I'm going to make her the firearms expert. And so it's good that she has the rapier for now. That also being an agility-based weapon, it'll rely on the same statistic there. That means we'll have Zenith and Natsmer using agility-based weapons, and we can have Virtue focus solely on strength. Zenith's max HP increases at the end of this fight. We obtained a little bit of money also, and also a couple of MP from Calliope. Still not sure what those are used for, but I'm sure they'll be nice to have long-term. It looks like we've got 519 MP right now, along with 733 Kira. We spent a little bit of that last time, so we've earned more than that total. Gonna fight a robber here. And then after this, I think we can head on to our next destination. Before we do that, though, I do have a little bit of a correction to make. I mentioned a couple of videos ago that I thought that sort of boss fight at the end of the Northern Cavern was added for this game, and I was totally misremembering. There was a scripted encounter at the end of that dungeon in the original game. It was just like so brief and unmemorable that it completely skipped my mind. The enemy in that case did not have the really long, hard to pronounce name. It was called a baby worm, and it was actually just a regular enemy, but from a slightly later point in the game. It wasn't a special boss encounter at all. As long as Mother Kai is here, Ashura can't do anything. So we're hearing a little bit more about those characters we heard about in the last town, Ashura and Kai. What kind of person is Ashura? Yeah, that town did not serve much of a purpose other than to give us that information. I mean, that encounter with the father was fun, or the father look-alike was pretty funny, but aside from that, the main purpose of that town was just to give us our first item and weapon store, as well as to introduce us to all of those monsters with the pawnbroking and storage tasks and such. You'll see a lot of that in these more old-school RPGs. Like, if you've only played more modern games, you might think it's a little bit strange to have that town that's like completely optional. It didn't really advance the plot all that much. There weren't any cutscenes there. We didn't really meet any new characters, anything like that. Well, I guess we did sort of meet some new characters. We actually met that Muse, or like friend of Muse's, whoever that was that hung out at the pub. I'm guessing that's actually one of the Muses since she played an instrument. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, to have that like completely optional, missable town that we wouldn't have even known the name of if Teacher hadn't told us. That's very much in line with an old Dragon's Quest style RPG. And here we meet Kai. Let's get those wounds healed. She's gonna act like an inn for us, free of charge, heal our wounds, and I believe restore our abilities as well, which is much more important in this game than the actual HP restoration is. All done. Do you happen to know anything about relics? You mean how to collect all of the relics? Are you planning on becoming a new god? Certainly not. And I love this. It gives like random bits of dialogue to our other characters just to like make them appear more involved in the story. Like if it was always Elodie talking, it'd be kind of weird that she had these friends along, but like they voice their opinion every now and then, and it just, you start to associate the characteristics of the lines with the characters, which is interesting since they're characters that really wouldn't have much of a personality otherwise, since we named them and everything. It seems like Kai knows our father, or at least he came through here. He came wandering in here one day asking about the relics. He wandered off shortly after that, and I haven't seen him since. Oh. Well, that's a better lead than we had before, at least. It must have been several years ago that he came through here, considering how near we are to our home. It said that there are relics hidden within the ruins of the ancient gods. To the west of this temple are rocky cliffs, and to the south of that lies a forest. If you bring this relic to the forest, the entrance to the ruins will surely be revealed. Oh, nice. We got the Phoenix Eye relic. Minimap functions extended. That's interesting. This didn't happen in the original game exactly like this. Well, let's try that out. Let's open the menu and go to not relics, but map abilities. And not the relic sensor, but landmark? Is this the Phoenix Eye? Displays marks on the minimap where towns and dungeons are located. I guess that's what we're looking for? Alright, well, Let's go ahead and equip landmark there. Oh, do we need to be on the menu to do this? Because like relic sensor, wait. Yeah, relic sensor we could just equip like that. Landmark, I guess we don't need to equip it. I guess it just works automatically. Alright, very well then. In the original game, Kai just gave you directions to where the next relic could be found. It was just like 3 spaces to the east and 4 spaces to the south from a given forest, but in this case, we get an actual relic, our second, and that'll lead us on our way there. You see down on the bottom of the lower screen, next to our gold and MP amounts, there was a relic counter. We currently have 2 of the 77 in the game. Alright, we ran into some enemies here. I'm gonna have Elodie keep using flame as usual. Oh, and unfortunately, it looks like Kai did not actually restore our abilities to full. But it should not be a problem, we still have plenty of those remaining. Keep using the battle hammer there, Virtue. And the Jaguars are quickly taken down. Looks like just 1 hit from Virtue or 1 hit from both Zenith and Natsmer is enough there. Yet another MP bonus from Calliope. That seems to happen very near to every encounter. I wonder what sort of like criteria each muse depends on to give you their blessing. Not seeing... Oh, wait, what's this? Seems to be North Town Outskirts. Is this where we wanted to go? I feel like it would have been back here on the same overworld area, but maybe not. She said to the west and then to the south, I think? Actually, should I go talk to Kai again? I'll just head in this direction since I don't see it anywhere else. We'll head out here into the wider overworld. It seems to be segmented into separate areas. This one is World 1 North Town Outskirts. Alright. Well, I remember hearing something about south, so I guess we'll head this way. And hopefully we're not completely out of the area we're meant to be, because if we are, this encounter might very well destroy us. Nope, just a single Jaguar that's well within our means to handle. Nothing we haven't seen before, though it is nice to see it in a new environment. Lovely scenery here. 33 Kuro, 6 MP, pretty much what we've come to expect from a single enemy encounter like that one. Heading south here, I'm guessing this will take us to yet another zone of the overworld. South Forest Outskirts, okay. Now this looks kind of familiar, yes. I'm guessing that this is where we'll find the dungeon containing our next relic, or series of relics. You often find them in groups, at least that was the case in the original game. Often at the end of the dungeon there would be a couple of treasure chests in the same room, each containing a relic. 33 Kuro, 6 MP? Yeah, 6 MP, like expected. Hopefully our weapons aren't deteriorating too much from these encounters. I'm doing my best to kind of avoid these, but at the same time I'm still getting a feel for the game, and I'm still enjoying the battles quite a lot, so I'm not trying too hard to avoid them. It looks like one of Sensei's friends. Oh, it's the Messenger of the Muses, nice. So I guess we're going to get introduced into the Muse World concept that I was wondering about previously. Yeah, let's do it. Show me. Seems kind of an odd place to drop this sort of tutorial right here at the start of this dungeon, but alright then. Became able to go to the Muses Garden. Fantastic. I'm excited about this because this is entirely original to this game. This wasn't in the original Game Boy game at all, at least that I know of. I don't think it was. Where are we? This is Calliope again. This is the world where we muses live. I'll be in the garden inside that gate. Alright, so I guess each muse has her own garden. Each gate will be made visible only when those muses return to the world. That gate leads to the garden I live in. Okay, so we'll probably have to go on side quests in order to recruit each of these muses. But I wonder what the benefit of each one is. We'll probably talk to that guy when we're ready to leave. This is a lovely place. Look at this background. This is beautiful. Check out Calliope's place here, Calliope's garden. Unable to rotate the camera here, though we were able to outside. Hello, how nice of you to visit. I admire those heroes who gallantly dispatch foes with ease. I guess we can make an offering to her for some benefit. I don't know what she would want, but it looks like we don't have anything anyway. Oh well, nice seeing you, Calliope. I'll be sure to stop by if I ever find something you might like. Oops, wrong way. Let's head over here and talk to this little blue guy again. Oh, I have enough MP to qualify. I'm not sure what that is. Do you know about the goddesses of fate? They rule over fate from their castle of fate and watch over the fate of people. You can't always reach that moving castle, but I can send you since it's so close. Sure, let's do it. Is it gonna cost MP to go there? I'm not sure. It looks like... Okay, good. We still have 544, so we didn't actually spend any MP. We merely had to have a sufficient amount to get here. There are 3 sisters who rule over fate that await you at the top of the stairs. Seems there are those who are not yet awake. See me when you want to return to the previous world. Huh. This is all very kind of like abrupt and strange to me. I'm excited to see what's going to happen though. This is an exciting detour. Oh wow. Some of the environments in this game are really cool. Like I'm always skeptical of games with 3D graphics on the DS because the screens are so tiny, but they really make it work in this game. This is a really quite beautiful game. And so three goddesses of fate, one to spin the thread, one to weave the thread, and one to cut the thread. I think that's how the story goes. Let's check on this one here. My goodness. It's an unusual thing for a visitor to be in this kind of place. Do you possess MP? Yes, I do. I hope nothing bad can come of it. Ho, ho, ho. Who is this person? People are intertwined with each other when it comes to fate. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's catastrophic. I'm the allocator, Lachesis. With your MP, are you not thinking about changing your fate? Oh, wow, what is this? Love level 1, friend, family, ally, hate, strife, loner, rival? My goodness, I have no clue what any of this is. Moarai shop? Perhaps I should have read into this beforehand because I don't know what this is. But okay, we have 544 MP, so I might as well buy one of these, right? Let's buy a friendship level 1. Oh my, do you want to exchange the Thread of Fate MP? What is this? Alright, I'm gonna buy a friend level 1. I don't know what it does or what it is, but there we have it. We have a Thread of Friendship. And do we equip that? Oh, I missed what that said there. Okay, links occur when a partner has a Thread of Fate. Press X when the link panel appears on screen to use the Thread of Fate and invoke the link. With a link, you perform a more powerful attack in damage and range. Also, the relationship with the partner changes, as does the team title. Okay, so that childhood friends thing that we saw in the menu earlier can change depending on the Thread of Fate. Some team titles open up different events. So let's find all the events by changing the team title with various Threads of Fate. So maybe I shouldn't have bought Friendship because like we're already friends, we're childhood friends. Okay, so we now have a Threads of Fate option on the menu. And do we equip these? Well, we have it, but I'm not sure what to do with it. In any case, it has 3 uses left, so I guess we'll conserve those for later, though we can afford to buy many more. Can we talk to the other 2 goddesses? It doesn't look like it. Nope. We'll have to leave Blue Goddess and Green Goddess for later, but it was nice meeting you, Lachesis. The others are Atropos and... I forget their names. It's been so long since I studied that mythology. Off you go then. So this will take us back to the Muse world, I'm guessing, and then from there we'll be able to jump back to our own world. Where's the little guy? Where are you? I'm ready to go back. Oh, a little hard to see. He's so small. Go back to the previous world? Let's go. Alright, and here we are at the entrance to Ruins of the Ancient Gods. Once again, we're only able to see a small amount of the map at a time while we're in the dungeon, but fortunately the whole map is actually available to us as long as we're close enough. You don't have to like uncover it bit by bit Diablo style. We've got 7 newts, but, well, newts are lizards, and lizards tend to be weak versus ice, so I'm going to use blizzard as opposed to flame here. And we'll just have the others use their regular commands. And let's go. Okay, and I now see that we have the option when someone is attacking of pressing X, and that'll activate the thread. I'm still not sure what all of the consequences are of that, so I'm a little bit reluctant to use it. But I'm happy to know it's there, I guess? 350, wow, that is a lot of money. And 11 MP from Calliope, okay. Lots of things happening right now. Alright, let's fight this enemy here. Looks like another group of newts. Yep, sure enough, only 6 this time. Blizzard seemed like a good tactic, so I'm going to stick with that. We'll have our remaining humans use their attacks, but I'm going to have Virtue do nothing here. Don't want him stealing any of the newts away from Elodie here. We want to maximize the number she's hitting, because I think that'll probably increase the chances of her spirit increasing. I'm actually not entirely sure about that. Perhaps merely casting the spell has the chance of raising her spirit, and it doesn't actually increase based on the number of targets she has. But there's no reason not to conserve Virtue's ability points in any case, since we know they're all going to be taken out by the Blizzard anyway. Looks like both of the left and right paths meet up in the same place, but I walked around just to be sure anyway. Yeah, they both seem to unite here. I'll go just a little bit further to make sure there's not a treasure over here. And yeah, there doesn't appear to be one. So we can head up the stairs here to the next floor. Cutscene first. I heard some noise. There's an exclamation point on our map. What is that? Oh, is this another one of the muses already? Mel isn't here. Mel must have run away from that monster. So, gotta search these ruins. If you find Mel, tell. Yeah, will do. Alright. Game seems a little bit more lively than the original, meeting a few more NPCs along the way than I'm used to. I don't remember this dungeon being particularly exciting the first time around. Seems to be a little bit more to it, since apparently there are at least 2 people here. Mel and whoever we just met. Let's see, we probably chose the wrong path here, since this side seems to be the stairs going down. So I'm guessing the other room there is going to contain a treasure. The layout here is actually really familiar to me. I'm kind of surprised how similar this is to the original game. I would have thought that the maps would have been completely redesigned, given that this is a 3D game and the original was all done with tiles and sprites. But it seems like this was geared to a pretty nostalgic audience, which is actually kind of surprising, since the original was just like, I would think, a relatively little known game from 20 years ago. But it looks like the people who made this game had a great deal of respect for the original, considering how much they kept intact. Once again, we get some meat, but not having any monsters in our party, it's of no use to us. Get some Kuro and some MP, no stat increases. Been a little while since we've seen one of those, but they come and go randomly. It's all very RNG dependent. And we get a chest here. What's it got? Ooh, we obtained a whip. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and give that whip to, I guess, Natsmer, since Zenith's pretty much set with his punches and long swords. We'll give Natsmer the whip. And let's see. If we go into abilities, we can rearrange her inventory so that the whip is above the potion, just a little bit more convenient that way. The whip is, I believe, an agility-based weapon. Yeah, I think it's agility and not strength. In any case, the whip has an added property that it'll occasionally cause the target to skip their turn. It'll say, well, I don't know what the effect is in this game, but in the original it would say, so-and-so wound the whip or something like that, and that would just mean that the target was missing their turn. We'll fight this newt since I've dodged the last couple of battles. Like I said, this isn't a game that demands a lot of grinding, so I don't feel particularly bad about avoiding some of the encounters. We'll have almost everyone focus on those mimics over there and hope that Elodie's flame manages to take care of that lone toad. And it looks like it did not, but that's alright. We did manage to take care of most of those mimics, so there's just 1 mimic and 1 toad remaining at this point. We've used 4 flames already, so I'm just going to have Elodie switch to the bow, though I wouldn't be surprised if her turn didn't actually come around. We'll split everyone's attacks between the 2 targets. And like I thought, Elodie did not get a turn. And there we see, at last, stat increase. Natsmer, who's been using the agility-based rapiers, finally got an agility increase. 150 Kuro to go with that. Looks like a treasure straight ahead of us. 2 treasures, in fact. But they're empty, which makes me think that there may be more people ahead of us than we thought. Unless maybe it's Mel and the person we met taking all the treasures. Oh, crap. Did we just get trapped in this room? What is this? You must beat us in battle or the door will not open. Okay, well then, I guess we'll pick up with this next time. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you then.